Hi, in this tutorial I will discuss about database migration. Laravel migration is a very essential feature. It allows you to create a new table in your database. Also, you can modify the database schema using the migration. You also can modify any table. You can add a new column. You can delete an existing column, etc. work using migration. Now I will show you via practical example how it works. In order to create a migration, you will have to go to terminal and then write the command to create migration. If you use migration, what will happen? A migration file will be added in this location. See that there is a database folder in your application and here is a migrations folder. You already see there are already some migrations given by Laravel to you when you will fresh install Laravel. Here you see that users table, password resets table, field jobs, personal access tokens table. Actually these tables are used for the authentication. If you go to users table, you will see that this is the basic structure of a migration. There is two methods. One is up method and another is down method. What is the functionality of up method? Up method is actually used to create new tables or any columns into the table, etc. And this down method, what it does, this just reverses the operation performed by the up method. When we will run the rollback of migration, then down method will work. I am going to create a migration now. I am going to terminal and then I am going to write php artisan make migration and then I will give it a name. Suppose create then underscore and then I will give my table name. My table will be students table. Okay, remember that when we will create any table in our Laravel database, we will just make the table as a plural form. Okay, not student, it will be students, not this. We will write this. Okay, create students and then table, then press enter. You will see that a migration table has been created. This is create students table. I am going there. In the student table, you will see that this course automatically comes. This is the students table and this is students table. In the up method, I am going to create new database table. So I will have to give here something. First one is auto increment value and primary key. Okay, this ID is primary key and auto increment value of the students table. And if we add timestamps, then two column will be generated. One is created at and another is updated at. That means if you add any new row using the Eloquent system, then the timestamp value will be automatically inserted and updated. Remember that two column will be added by this, and first one is primary key auto increment value, that is simply ID. Then suppose for student I have some more fields. Suppose student name. So student name will be a string, so I will use string here, and as a parameter I will give the table column name, that is student name. I can create another field here, that is suppose student phone. Okay, so this is our migration table students. Now in order to create this table in real life in my database, I will have to run another command, that is php artisan migrate. But before running that command, I will have to do something. That is, I need to create a database manually in our project. Now I will go to write here localhost, then I will write php myadmin. Okay, this one. Remember that localhost php myadmin, if our gem server is installed successfully, then this command will work. Okay, localhost php myadmin, then enter. Now here I will create a database. Okay, I am going to create a database here, create database, and name it Laravel fundamental, then click on create. This is just an empty database that I have just created. Now in my Laravel application, we see that there is a .env file. I go here and you will see that here I have a environment variable, that is db database. Here I will have to change this name to Laravel fundamental. Okay, you will give your database name here. By default the username is root. I am not going to change it. My MySQL has no password, so I am going to leave it empty. But if you have any password, then you have to give that password here. Actually this environment variables, where it resides, if you go to config folder, you will see that there is a file database.php. I am going to open it. In the database.php, you see that there is an environment variable db connection MySQL. In this project I am going to use the MySQL database, so I am not going to change anything. Just I will change the environment variable here. But if you want to use another database, then you will have to give the name here. You will have to change it. Here are some other database variables here. You will see that SQLite. I am using MySQL. This is my one. Here you see that there are some environment variables. Suppose db host, db port, db database username, etc. that you see in the environment file. Connection, host, port, database, etc. Okay. There is other SQL, PGSQL, SQL SRV, etc. I do not actually need to change anything here. What I will change is in the .env file. So I have just changed these values and it's okay. I do not need to change anything for now. I am going to close it. Now you see that this is empty and I create some migration, that is for students table. I create on migration table. Okay. Now I have added two fields here, student name, phone, and by default ID, auto increment and primary key is here and timestamps are here. That means if I run the migration, then all these migration will run and for each table will be created. Okay. Now let's go to terminal and then I am going to run php artisan migrate, php artisan migrate, then press enter. Now what happens? Go to your database, reload it. You will see that this tables has been created. Here my table is students and users, password resets, access token, migration, failed jobs. These tables are automatically created also because I had another migrations for those tables. And here you will see that one extra table comes that is not listed as the migration, but these tables come migrations. This is actually a list. What are your migrations? These migrations tables will add all the names, these names. Here is users table, password resets table to failed jobs 3, personal access token 4, and students 5. That means totally 5 migrations are here, and that are listed here. You will see that all the names are given here. And if you run PHP Artisan migrate, and when it will be successful, then a badge will be created. This is the first time I am running a migration, so all these are under the base 1. Okay, now if I want, I will create another migration, PHP Artisan make migration, and suppose this is for teachers table. Create teachers table, enter. You will see that the teachers table has been added here, but this will not be added here, because in order to add this into my database, I will have to run PHP Artisan migrate. Before that, I am going to give teacher fields, suppose string teacher name, and suppose teacher email, another one teacher phone. Okay, these fields. If any field is optional, you can use it nullable. Suppose phone field is optional field, so you can use here another function that is nullable. Now what I will do, I will go to my terminal and I will run PHP Artisan migrate. What will happen? The migrations that already are here, these will not work, because the system will search if those tables are listed in the migrations table. If the file is found in migration, that will not work, just the new one will work now. That means the teachers table. So enter. You see that migration successful. If you go into there, you see that the teachers table comes here now. And if you go to the migrations list, you'll see that the teachers table added here. That means these are not touched, just this is added in this table. And here you see that this is a base, and the first migrate that was successful, all are come under the base 1, and in this second time all this comes in under the base 2. If there were 2 new tables, then you would have been see that the another one comes here under base 2, but here I only added the teachers in the base 2, so only one table has been listed there. Here you see that I am using some string. You can use integer here instead of string, etc. For that you will have to go to Google, then Laravel documentation, and in the official Laravel website you can go. Then I am using Laravel 8. So here what you can do is you can search here migration. So you see that here is database migrations. If you go here, search for string, you see that there are a lot of things, string, migration structure. Okay, everything is explained here. There are a lot of functions, what it does, etc. is given here, and you can take help from here. And available column types are given. We just use the string, but there are many here. There are double, decimal, date time, etc. If you want to know about anything in detail, just click on there. You will be taken there, and then it will tell you how you have to use that. Okay, so everything is given here. Now you have learned how we can create migrations. There is another command, that is migration rollback. Suppose you have created the base 2. Now I want to run the migration rollback first time. If you first time call the rollback, then the last base that is 2. All these will be removed. That means you will be rolled back to previous position. And then if you apply the rollback another on time, then it will go to another previous. That means the base 1 will be removed that time. So it will go to the initial state. I am going to show how it works. Suppose in terminal, I am going to run php artisan migrate, then rollback. Enter. So if you call migrate rollback, what will happen? You see that we have added a down method in each migration PHP file. Okay, so this is a down method, and this one will run when I will call the migration rollback. So you see what is given here. Here you see that a command that drop if exist, this teachers. That means when the rollback command will run, this down method will work and this command will execute. That means this teachers table will be removed from the list. Now I will go to see what is happened. Okay, because I have run the PHP artisan migrate rollback. Go to your database, go to Laravel fundamentals. You see that there is no teacher table now. That means the teachers table is removed. And if you go to migrations table, you see that the base 2 and this row has been removed. I can run the migration rollback another one time. Okay, now you will see that every table has been removed except one, that is migrations. In this table you see that every rows are removed, but these migrations will not be removed. Just remember it. Now what we can do, we can again run the migration php artisan migrate. Now all the tables will go under the base 1. Okay, refresh. You see that everything back, students, teachers, everything, and in migration you see that everything is under base 1 now, because this time I am running on time PHP artisan migrate. Now I hope you have understood how the up method and down method works and how to run the PHP artisan migrate and migration rollback. Now I want to do another thing. Suppose I want to add a new field, because in your programming sometimes you feel that the students need another field, that is student email. How we can add it without touching the existing database table? How we can do it? We can do it using the migration, but in that case you will have to add another new migration. Okay, in the terminal I am going to create, and this migration I am writing the codes only to add a new column to an existing table. Okay, so I am going to run php artisan make migration, then I will write here add. What I will add email, suppose email field, to in which table I will add students table. In the last I am writing table. Okay, here you will have to add another thing, that is double hyphen table equal, I will have to tell the name of the table, that is students. Now press enter. You see that add email to students table comes. This is schema. Now we will have to write here simply the column name, that is string, and here you give the new table column name, that is student email, If you run the migration now, what will happen? The migration will create a new column, but what will happen? But this column will be added into the last. That means if we go to a structure, this column will be added in the last, but I want to add this column after student name. Okay, so I will have to add here another thing, that is after. Okay, and here you will have to tell the existing field name after which you want to add. So this is student name, so this will work. Now I will just run the migrate PHP artisan migrate, enter. Now go there, refresh students table, you will see that the student email column has been added here. Okay, and in the migrations you will see that the add email to students table, this is under base 2. I hope you understand. Now what will I do? I will remove any specific table from this database. Suppose I want to remove the students table. How I can do that? In order to remove any table, you will have to create another migrations, and you will have to write down method codes into the up method. I am going to show you. PHP artisan make migration, then you will have to write drop, then give the students table name. Okay, drop students table, enter. You'll see that drop students table come. So what will I do? I will just write into the up method the code we normally write into the down method. If we go to the students table down method, what we see that there is a code. We will copy this code and we bring and paste this code into, I'm going to close everything, into my drop students. Okay, this up method. That's mean this migration will run, and simply by default up method works. So when up method will work, it will just remove the students table. So I am going to run the terminal PHP artisan migrate. Now go here, refresh, you see that the students table is removed, and in the migration if you see here drop students table comes, and this is base number 3. That means we have operated this operation here.